news here. You see there with the banner on the TV there that the FBI is serving some search warrants. This is at LAUSD home. The head of LAUSD, District Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. His home is being searched. This is part of the FBI serving search warrants today. This is San Pedro. We do not know exactly what this is. No immediate information as to the nature of this investigation, but it is fairly dramatic. You see a lot of activity here, a lot of news media there, but this is the FBI searching this. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office did confirm that law enforcement officials were serving what they're calling, quote, a judicially approved search warrant. They declined to provide any additional details. No immediate response to this request for comment from LAUSD. Now, we're also understanding that the office of the superintendent at the district's downtown headquarters was also being searched at this point. Carvalho has been superintendent of LAUSD, which is the nation's second largest school district, since February of 2022. He was reappointed to this post in September of 2025, just to give you a little background on that. He has previously served as superintendent of Miami-Dade County Public Schools in Florida, did that for 14 years before coming here. So this is Air 7's shot of this, and again, this is in San Pedro, and it is a very unusual sight to see. So you're looking at the neighborhood here, and we're looking kind of trying to figure out which house. You see a couple of people there with their cameras out. We do have Alex Stone on the phone, so that is going to be very helpful for us to try to figure out exactly what's going on here. Alex, it looks like they're keeping people on the other side of the street there. As we're looking at this shot, it seems as if there is crime scene tape keeping the onlookers on one side of the street as the FBI is on the other side of the street. What in the world could this possibly be related to if you had to guess?
Well, yeah, we don't know yet, Philip, but it's that White House, and you'll see the neighbors have come out, and there's some cameras out there as well. And the FBI agents who were inside a few minutes ago, many of them have gotten in cars and have now left. So this was pretty quick as they went in and out. We don't know what it is. I was talking to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they're only saying that this was court-approved activity by law enforcement to go in, but the case is under seal right now. We're trying to figure out what it would be and what it is, but they went in. It was pretty quick. There may still be FBI agents who are on scene right now doing a little bit of follow-up work, but it looks like they went in and they got out pretty quick.
Well, also, just for our viewers to understand, you can't go in with a search warrant and just turn the place upside down. They have to be, that's a very specific search warrant that they're going to be looking at, correct? You're going to have to go in and look for something very, very specific. So that would to what you're saying about how quickly it went, you'd have to go in, look for something very specific, and then leave.
Yeah, and based on the lack of force that appears was used, and again, we don't know what this is for yet, what they were targeting. You would think of a raid, and you think of the FBI SWAT team coming in and all that. That apparently did not go on here, from what we know. It was some agents in what they call the raid jackets, those blue jackets with the FBI lettering on the back, who went in, and it looked like that they had some cardboard boxes and whatnot, and then got whatever they wanted to get, and then they left from there. And we understand that they're also going to the LAUSD headquarters to go to the superintendent's office there as well. So it seems that this was very targeted, what they were going in, knowing what they were looking for. Doesn't seem that this was any kind of a violent allegation of whatever this case is, because they did not go in with force. Again, we don't know at this point. But you think of all the other cases that have gone on at City Hall and in other departments in recent years where the FBI has gone in a very similar way with a couple of agents in their raid jackets looking for documents. Those were mainly, in the other cases, those were financial crimes. And this would indicate, based on how they're carrying this out, that maybe it is something of a financial nature, nonviolent nature, but we just don't know.
Well, the first thing that jumped out to me was the confrontational way that LAUSD and Carvalho has gone after the Trump administration when it comes to immigration. He has actively said that our schools will be safe places, and I just wonder if there's any kind of possibility that that could be at play here, where there might be some sort of documents I just don't know. I mean, it's just I wonder what could be under seal or how immigration could be at play here. But you mentioned financial. I hadn't really even thought of that.
Yeah,
but I
we don't know.
that could
There's
be
no
as well.
indication. We haven't seen Homeland Security investigations. We have not seen ICE, anything like that that would indicate, or the Border Patrol, anything that would indicate that there is something immigration related here. But it could be. When things are under seal, and eventually, as we all know, that there will be leaks likely out of the case, and we'll begin to put it together. But when the court has sealed something, that quite often it is under a pretty tight, secret, the seal that would be in these moments when they're executing search warrants, where it's hard to really know what's going on, and we're just reading the tea leaves. But as you look at the White Home here, that there's not a lot of activity there right now. It was a few minutes ago when the agents carrying cardboard boxes, they were going up the stairs and coming back out and putting things into an Explorer, and then they drove away, that it was very quick. It seems that they knew what they were going to get, that whatever the federal search warrant was for, that it likely listed a couple of items. It could have been a computer. It could have been records of some kind, that they went in and they got it and they left. This was not moving in for a violent suspect like you would think of in the movies, where they go in with the armored cars and they toss everything up and down. They clearly were going in for something to get it, and they got right out. Well,
another question from your perspective: can you read any tea leaves when it comes to the judge that the FBI goes to get a warrant? Because in many cases, we've talked about this as well. Sometimes you go to a sympathetic judge when you're asking for a search warrant. Do we know which court, what judge they went to, and can we read anything into that particular part of the situation here?
We don't know any of that yet because it is all under seal. We can't find the case at this point, and we're looking and going to try to find it, and hopefully we will find something. But sure, I mean, there is a way that if it was something that one judge might say no to, that another judge, I mean, that's just the way it works in the courts and law enforcement, where a judge that may give you the nod to go in. But in this case, we don't know what this is. Maybe any judge would have given the okay based on the evidence that the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office would have gone to a judge or a magistrate to get the warrant to go in. We just, at this point, there is such little information on what this case is. We haven't heard anything from the superintendent. We've reached out to LAUSD. They haven't said anything at this point, to my knowledge. And now you see that there are neighbors kind of hanging out, looking like that they're going, hey, what was going on here? What was this? And they don't know either, that the agents came in and then they quickly got out of there.
Well, Alex, thank you very much. Thanks for helping us. And Alex Stone with ABC News, trying to make sense of something that is going to make headlines, certainly here in Los Angeles, throughout the day, and until we can find out much more. We'll sure be looking for your reports throughout the day. Thanks, Alex. So again, as Alex mentioned, they have been reaching out at ABC trying to figure out what this is. Here at ABC 7, we have also reached out to the FBI, the Department of Justice. We've reached out to the United Teachers Los Angeles Union, their president, for reaction to this. We've reached out to LAUSD, all the board members. We're trying to figure out what this is about. But the fact that the FBI has served search warrants at LAUSD headquarters, now at the home of Superintendent Alberto Carvalho. As you heard from Alex Stone just a moment ago, the agents have left this home. They went in very quickly, got what they needed, and they left. So, and again, when it comes to these search warrants, which were under seal, they were not allowed to go in and look throughout the house for something that they might want. Excuse me as I clear my throat here. They have to go in. That search warrant is going to be very specific. They must have had something that they were looking for. But the FBI agents did serve search warrants today at the San Pedro home of Los Angeles Unified School District Superintendent Alberto Carvalho, as well as his office at the district's downtown headquarters. No immediate information as to the nature of this investigation. We will likely hear much more from the U.S. Attorney's Office, which did confirm that law enforcement officials were serving this, and it is a judicially approved search warrant. We are going to have much more on this throughout the day. This has been an update here on our streaming services. We're going to have to break away from this, but we will come back and have the latest on this throughout the day and on Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. I'm Philip Palmer. Thanks for joining us.